Hello everyone, welcome to another lab. In this lab, we are going to configure IP address. Here is the scenario. You work as the IT administrator for a small corporate network. You need to configure the workstation in Executive Office so that it can connect to the local network and the internet. The workstation has two network interface cards named Internet and Internet 2. Having two network cards allow the workstation to connect to the local network as shown in the exhibit and another small network which is not yet built. So in this lab, your task is to follow the given instruction and also the specification for TCP IP setting and info. So before we start doing that, we also can look down here to get more hint what we're supposed to be do and how we can able to do. To access IP4 settings, you can able to go from the setting app, go to setting internet, and then advanced network setting, or select the more network adapter option, right click connection and select the property. So follow all this step. But there's a different way that you can able to start to get into the network setting feature of the window, either window 11 and window 10. It's easy to do so. The first part is we can even able to do from this side, right corner, where it so show the hard connect. As you see, it show the internet is connected. So if you click on that, you can able to see the network and setting. So you can go from here. That's the easy way. Or you can type in search bar network and internet and it can pop up. Or you can actually go to the setting and then click from there. So this is the first way that we can able to go in there. And as you see here, we can able to see there's the internet and the network right there. So as you see here, there is the option that already listed here. As we see this, the first one, the internet is already connected, which it already mentioned up here. So the first name is internet, the second one is internet 2. Having two network card allow, which the other one is not built yet. So we have to build that. So in order to do that, what we have to do is to click on here. And as you see right there, and then we have to configure. What we have to do is we have to configure this by doing so like you see up here. So IP assignment, which is already automatic right here. So we can able to come here, edit that, and then we can change that to manually. Okay, because if we put over here anything that connected, it's dynamic host configuration protocol can look for the IP address, whichever IP address is available, it can connect to that. But we have to select this one first. So as you see, after we select the edit IP address, there's two type of IP address. Is IP version is list. The first one is version 4. The second one is version 6. So we want to do the IP4 because the way we know that is that what have been listed here, all this IP address is type 2. So we know that that is the type of IP address. So because of that, we have to turn it on, the first one. If we turn it on, as you see, it give us the IP address, the mask, the gateway, all that is actually listed up here. So the IP address is actually already given for us right here. So as you see, we have 192 166.0.0/24. So that is the given IP address, but the the information that given to us is the configure IP version 4, which is already mentioned right there, and using the setting specified in the table below for both network card. From the executive computer ping and prefer the DNS server assigned to the internet NIC is verified that it's communicated to successfully. That's very much what we're going to do at the end, but the first thing what we have to do is this instruction. In order to do that, we have to focus on what given to us, and then it say the IP address, the TCP setting IP address, the internet is given there, and then say use the last valid address on the subnet mask or subnet. So how we know what the last available or the last usable or the valid IP address? If you are well familiar with the network concept, what have been given for us right here is actually the network part, which we cannot able to change at this moment. But what we can able to connect is the only last part, which is start from 001, which is 0.0, that is the broadcast or the beginning of network. But starting from 01, we can assign to any device up to 255, which we cannot able to assign 255 because the last one is also the broadcast. So the only last option that we can able to assign to host is 254. So because of that, we can able to put that right here because that's the only possible or valid last IP address that we can able to put right there, and then we can do 54. Subnet mask, if you know /24, if you're already familiar with the networking concept, it should be 255.255.255.0, because the last part we don't have any number, because anything which is added up after 24, it keep adding some number up here. So anything below that, we can add it some part up there. So for gateway, we can decide how we can able to assign the gateway, because if you give this IP address right here, so there is the way we can from exhibit. So if we say, as you see right here, there is executive office right here that we have. So this is where this office is. As you see, the connection is come all the way up here. So this is the patch panel, this is the switch, this is the edge, the router. So this is the router. So the IP address all the time when we talk about the IP address is what actually, the gateway is the IP address of the router. So what we have here, so this is just what is on this part. It's not really actually the one we have, but what we have for the executive office, which is all the way up here, it doesn't come from this side. It's come from this side and pass through here, and this is the router for them. So this router this is the IP address for that router. So because of that, we have to use that given IP address. That's the only one that we can able. That's how our communication is sent it outside. So we use that and we assign 0.5. Okay, we got there. And for preferred DN, we can also go back to there, because depending on that IP address, if this is the gateway, which one is the DNA? We can able to look for that because there's different external DNA which we have right here. So because we want to reach out to the outside world, we have to see which one is close to us. This one is the other one. This is the other one. So which one we are going to use? We can use the first one as preferred, and the second one we can use as alternative. Okay, so in order to get that, we have to type in 163.128.78.93. So that is the preferred DNS that we want to go for. Our we have okay, so that's where we got that information from is for the preferred DNS server address, use the address of an external DNS server as shown in the exhibit. Also, this is the same thing. It's a use the address of the external DNS server as shown in exhibit. That's why we want to prefer to do that way, because the instruction is already given for us for that specification. And the other one is .8.3993. So the difference is, again, if you confuse like, oh, what the last number is the same, it's not, because it's on different network. So that's why that part is different. It's not on the same network. Okay. So, and then after that, we got to just hit save. Okay. As you see right here, we have IP address 4 right there, and then the mask is right here, and the DNS server assignment, which is manual, everything is manual, and the DNS server is what is listed up here. So what we did here is for just internet. It's not internet to do. So what we have to do is now we also back to network. So we go back up here, and then what we're looking for is the second option, because as you see right here, so this is another IP address that we have. So this is what given to us for internet, and then the internet 2, that's 1, this is 2, and then it say use the last valid address on the subnet, which is kind of the same thing. All right, so what we're going to do is we have to look for the another option, because for the previous one we just click over here, which is right there, is already given to us. But for this one, if we try to do this one, it's going to affect this one. That's what we're going to happen. If we still back to this one, we're going to go back to the same place. Because of that, we have to move to go back here and go to advanced network setting. So we have to click on that. Now, as you see, we can able to see two options, because like there's another option since we go to advanced up here, that we have to go down here and look for the mode network adapter option, because internet, this one is disabled, this one is disabled for now. So we have to go here, click on that, and then as you see, that's actually popped up. And then we can able to see this one is actually working. This one is disabled, right? So what we need to do in order to enable this one, we have to right click and go to property. And after that, we have to move to the Internet Protocol version. and we have to go to property because we need to assign all the given IP address that we have. So as you see here, this is already get all the IP address, so which is kind of maybe manually assigned because I use the following IP address, which is not actually changing. So we have to still keep use the following IP address. But what we need to do is to actually change all these IP address because we start from this is the given IP address as you see, like this is /16. So it's not /24 like this. Since this is /16, network part is only this part. So we can explain that in another lesson, but for this one, for now that you have to know, depend on your slash number, your network part and then the host part is determined by this slash. Because of that, this is only 8 because this is 8-bit, this is 8-bit, and the total is 16. Because of that, we can only grab that part. And then for this one, so for the network part, we just take 10.0 that the last valid number for the next part should be like 255. Okay, this is the middle part because this is still the host part, and the last part is going to be the same thing what we have like before, which is 254. We cannot 255 because that is not valid to assign to host. That one is only assigned to the network part for broadcasting. Because of that, we cannot able to do that. And then as the explanations say here, so for the rest, we use the default mask that match the 16, so we don't have to change anything for the mask. As you see, is only 2 because it's only 2 place of that. That's what it's like, only 16 bit of that. That's what we cannot able to add more than that, and then we'll leave that. The rest we leave blank, like choose the appropriate address for the router shown in exhibit. Everything we leave that blank. Okay. So we have to just hit OK. And then warning, the default gateway is not on the same net or segmented. What is defined by IP address and mask? Do you want to save that configuration? I think I said yes. So, but I can confirm why that is the issue, because if we can go back here to check what's going on, I think, yeah, so the default gateway is a leave blank, which is, okay, I might clear out this one. So since it's a like leave blank, I would say like let make it blank, and this also make it blank. To make sure we are not receiving any error, because right now, as you see, there's no any kind of error. All right, so after we do that, so now what we have to do as already given to us, like saying you have to, from the executive computer, ping the preferred DNS server assigned to the internet NIC to verify the connection is working. So what we have to do is we have to go back here, type the CMD. It's not working. CMD, and type that. It's not working. So usually if it doesn't work like that, I just used it right there. This is the terminal. This is actually not working as well. All right, so let's type terminal. I think, yeah, that should be work. Yep, from here, I can able to ping the IP address that we already used, which is 63.128.78.3. So we have to ping this one. As you see right here, it works. So the ping is work, it reply, and then we are going to do again the same thing, but for different IP address, and then we ping that, and everything is work fine. So this will be conclude this lab, but as we do all the time, let's score the lab to make sure what we done so far is correct. Let's do that. All right, as you guys see, we successfully score 100%. That means everything that we done so far was correct. Because of that, we successfully finished this lab. Thank you for watching. See you in next lab.